about like the bullying part, like I realize this is like kind of close to what's happening to me in school. Cause like I have some people that make fun of me and tease me repeatedly, and they don't even say like hard to like shut up, you're so ugly, and they say at least I don't wear hijab, and that's me. It was hurtful to me. So like the next day I tried to like stand up for myself. I told the teacher, and then like a couple days ago they told me they're sorry and they didn't bully me again.
Takbir.
MashaAllah.
You just want dinner. You want
Oh, dinner? Sorry, I didn't see.
I would like any way you can like realize yourself that you're doing something haram.
Oh, so realizing yourself that you're doing something around. Yeah, that's a very good question. So, dinner. So, like, how do you realize you've done something around? So, like, after you've done it, you realize that, okay, when you start reflecting, that's why I said the reproaching soul. You realize that, okay, what I've done is bad. You have this in your heart, that you know what it, even before you do it, you might know it's bad, or you might not know it's bad. But after you've done it, you realize, like, okay, what I've done is bad. Like knowing, like having that knowledge already, of what's good and bad already. You already know, okay, this is bad, and I want to fix it. That is when you realize, okay, this thing I did, I know it's bad. I'm going to self-reflect. I'm going to like be sincere with my repentance, and from that way you go like every step of the way, realizing your version of yourself.
Any other question?
Any other questions?
I'm surprised the older youth don't have questions on their own versions of themselves. But, alhamdulillah.
No, like I said, if you are shy or like you're ashamed or like you don't want to talk about it because you have like elderly here, I understand. That is why you guys have our numbers also. You know, text us, call us, or like just let us know. Like even after all this, you know, you can stop by like our car or something. Okay, yo, I had this particular question. I don't want to say it out loud because of. And if you think people are going to judge you. Exactly, you can write down and pass it. Like, you don't have to be scared. And if you think we're going to judge you, we're not going to judge you. We have been in your shoes at some point. We know what it's like being, like going to high school, going to middle school. We know exactly what it's like. We know how those bad habits are all around us. Like, we live in a country where everywhere you look is a bad habit going on. So, like, we have to fight. We have to, like have that battle with ourselves and with the outside self. I'm sorry?
So we have to refine it.
Exactly. So you have like fight with your inner self and your outer self to be a better Muslim, a better person to yourself and to those around you. Have a question?
I don't see him.
No, yeah.
How do you control your anger?
So how to control, is that like about like bullying as well that we're talking about, or about like their own version? About bullying? Okay, yeah, so like how to control yourself, how to like, you know, calm yourself down. Like that is a very, very difficult thing to deal with. I understand that because I as well, like there are particular times like where someone says something bad about something you love or about you yourself. And you might think like, okay, no, like I can't take this. So how do you deal with it? That's where you have like, it's a test, it's a try and error kind of way, you know, you test different things out. There are times like where you walk away. Are you listening to me? So there are times where you walk away, there are times where you just like, you go talk to someone. There are times where you confront the person in front that made you feel that way. You confront them. There are times where like you just like, okay, I'll just go take my anger out in the gym or like in the sport or like, what you call it, go read a book or something. It's something that like I can't tell you how to do it exactly, but I can tell you what ways to see what ways works best for you. You know, you can go read a book, you can go to the gym, you can confront the person in front of you. It's a try and error. So like when it happened the first time, you're like, okay, I'm gonna try this at first. Let me see if I'm gonna calm myself down. Or you go meditate, go watch a movie. I just something to calm your nerves down. Exactly.
How do we fight temptation?
Oh, fight. Okay.
In the midst of how do we survive in the midst of temptation? like you said in school, we all see it.
Yeah.
Most times we can't run away from it. How do we fight it? And my question is, and the question will go to probably to speak to the experience of all the speakers. Like,
Okay.
in what way have you been in the midst of serious temptation, whether in high school, middle school? How do you navigate towards such situations?
Yes, well, does anyone want to go first or should I go first? Okay. So how to deal with temptation? Like I said previously, we live in a country, we live in a world now where everything is meant to tempt us or like move us away from the righteous path, from the path of Allah, the path of Islam, right? Now, how do you deal with those things? Me personally, the way I deal with it is I just like some might say it's like it's a wrong thing, but some anime is like my comfort. You know, it's like my comfort thing, right? You know, like there are times where like I feel like I want to go like do something bad. I know it's bad, right? I know it's negative, but like okay, let me not do it. Or like I go to the gym sometimes. Like in high school now, there are particular times where something. Okay, I'll like put this right. There are particular temptations that happen when you're in high school. You know, like you know how some of the friends they have like they have vape, they have this going on. They have negative things around you. If the pen, the weed, they'll bring it. It's like okay, let's go to the restroom to go and do it. I'm like, oh yo, Ibrahim, like yo, Romy, pull up, let's go do it. I'm like, no, I don't. You might feel tempted. You might feel like, oh, they'll call you the B word, they'll call you like the P word, they'll call you a chicken, like, oh, look at him, he can't do it, such a pussy, things like that. Do not fall for it. Those are just peer pressure. Me personally, you just walk away from it. No, I'm not doing it. You have other friends, like you guys go to school with each other, right? If you're feeling like, okay, that temptation is getting to you, you go talk to that friend that friend that you go to mosque with, that friend that you have like something righteous going on. You go talk to them like, okay, listen, this is so and so that happened. Just talk to someone. Or like if you feel like they want to talk to. Like I told what's your name? Yes. Yeah, it's like I told Farida before, right? You find it's a try and error kind of thing. You find what works best for you. Like I said, for me personally, it's watching anime. I love watching anime, and sometimes like if I feel like I'm getting to that zone where I'm not feeling like myself, I just go relax. Like just a single episode sometimes is all that does it, you know. A single episode and I'm back in my job. That's where I personally deal with it, you know. And the other speakers might have a different way, and I'll let them talk about it.
I feel like when it comes to stuff like that, you really have to distance yourself from the people who partake in those activities. Like being in college and stuff like that, people would want to go to the bar and do all this stuff like that. And you might be like, oh, I'm bored, but you have to remember, this is not me. Like one time over the summer, a lot of my friends, they were going out because it was the last night before we went home. And I was in the car with them. Next thing you know, there's smoke everywhere. Me that I don't have a car, how am I gonna get home? So I just sat there while they were all playing basketball. I'm just sitting there, right? Next thing you know, they all go missing. It's late at night and we're missing. 3 black people are missing because they were all like smoking and doing stuff like that. Me, that's when I call my Uber and go home. You have to disassociate yourself from those kind of people because you have to remember that's who they are. I know like it might be hard cutting your friends off and stuff like that because at the same time they're your friends. But you have to remember like you cannot be hanging around these kind of people because you know even though they may not like peer pressure you to do it, you're still like associated with them. You know, I feel like I never really realized this up until I grow older, but like the people you hang around says a lot about who you are. Like in college and stuff like that, like if you see a guy, like a group of guys, whatever, and they're all like known for like playing with girls and stuff like that, and you think this one dude's the odd man out, he is not the odd man out. He is probably the ringleader. He's probably worse than all of them. So you really have to like disassociate yourself from that kind of stuff. You have to remember that, oh, this is not who I am. This is not my character. I'm not like this, and I don't want to be doing stuff like this. Because I feel like it's easy to get lost in this whole like African American narrative and stuff like that. But one thing I try to remind myself is that like I did not grow up like these people. Like my parents are working, they're doing all this and stuff, and all of these people got their stuff like handed down to them. Like they're so used to that whole African American narrative and stuff like that. It just oh my god.
Alright, keep it down, guys. Keep it down, guys. You guys are going to have time to talk to Fawad in a bit. But let's pass it to Jamal.
Bro, move your head, bro.
Just like Aisha said, how I deal with temptation is just living that environment, like completely, and also distancing myself from them. Honestly, that's how I deal with it. I try to, you have to leave the environment completely, like just go home. There's love at home. Yeah. If it's like during school or something and you can't go home, like it's during like school hour and they're like, oh, you wanna go to the bathroom to like rape or whatever, you can just like Ibrahim said, try and error, try other things that work for you. Even if it's like watching something like one of like your comfort movies, your comfort shows, whatever, or like calling someone, calling your best friend, calling your siblings. I know most of us are like close to our siblings and all of that. It might not be easy to call your parents, but calling your siblings and
No, you guys seem like people have been criminal. So are you guys like you have been saying that there are people who have been like calling you to go do bad things? But
quiet place so that we can hear.
You guys have been saying that there have been bad people who have been calling you to do bad things. But the person you are should show that you are not that kind of person, and they should never be asking you, of all people, to be doing that with them. Because the way you carry yourself in school should never like show someone who might do something bad or hang with those kind of people. Because I know me for a fact, no one has ever asked me to do that because I would never do that, and everyone knows me that I would never do that.
Okay, about that, right? Actually, I don't have friends that vape or smoke or anything like that. But like, they can ask you for the first time. So we're talking about mainly like the first time. They can still ask you even if you look like the person that will not. Because someone that's trying to influence you, they are going to keep on trying. It does not matter if you give a certain look or whatever, they're going to keep on asking you. And if it's someone that like they respect your decision and all of that, then they can stop. But other people, they're looking for more people to influence. So it does not matter how you look, they're still going to try. But I agree with what you said, right? But there are some people that it does not matter how you look, they still want to influence you. They want more people, how much of my ring, how much of my vape and all of that, things like that. That's why you need to have the coping mechanisms for whenever that happens, if it ever happens.
One of my friends, he's Muslim, he does a lot of haram. So I asked him one time, what are you going to actually do for this guy one day? I said, do you actually think you're going to do it? He says yes. I said, but you still do around. He says he doesn't really matter. I'm like, how does doing around not matter? He didn't give me an explanation, he just left it there. I was like, he does a lot of haram, he does a lot of hate, like, this guy. But here's the thing, he's like, at the same time, he's a super good Muslim, but he does a lot of haram. Like, super good Muslim, but he still does like so much haram. That's the thing.
I'm coming, Jeff.
Let them ask all the questions. And answer, take it across. Let all the questions go.
Okay, Miriam is the last question. Sorry guys, we're
Let's take time for more questions at the end.
Yeah, you will answer for questions. Write them down.
Actually,
Okay, so you know how they say like how to deal with temptation and like like Brian said, watching anime is how he deals with his own temptation, like anger or something like that. Like what if listening to music is how you deal with yours, but like also music is obviously haram. So like how do you find like another alternative, like
ease yourself. I don't know how to put it in words.
Okay,
Another
so
things to do to replace instead of music.
okay, another thing is that I realize is that some people, it's not easy for them to listen to the Quran because they're so used to listening to music. So another thing that I find super interesting, like super good, is like podcasts. So you need to find like good podcasts. If you use iPhone, the podcast is automatically free on the podcast app. So you can, I have some recommendations that I can give after this meeting. They are really good. Like they will keep you engaged. Like you won't even remember about music. Malik's question. Malik, for your question, I would say, so your friends, they're your friend, right? They're your good friend, and they keep doing around and all that. So my own first thing is like you have to do most things with love until it gets out of hand. So I feel like first talking about kids with them multiple times, like you have to try your best. You have to go try. Like you want to go to Jano with your friends, like I want to see Fata in Jano and all of that. So you have to like keep on trying, and if they're now like super adamant about it and they're not changing, if you have anyone, like it's good in this life to have Olubawi, like someone that can talk to you, that you listen. So if you know that the person has an Olubawi and all of that, you can talk to the person about it, but not like put their own business out there, but like just tell them that you don't know how to go about it with them, you don't listen. And then if the person keeps on trying and it's also starting to affect you, you can respectfully, completely like just cut them off and keep on praying for them. But you don't have to be friends with them. You just get out of hand. But you can keep on praying for them.
At the same time, Allah really guides who He wants to guide. Like the Quran says, "Ihdina sirata mustaqim." I mean, like I feel like all Muslims are on their own different paths and stuff like that. All Muslims have their own struggle. But I feel like if it's getting out of hand, you have to just push yourself. Like even though it might be your heart, you have to remember that this is who I am, and like you can't like slowly get into stuff like, oh, he's doing it, like might as well have a little sip. I'm not like next thing you know, that could be you.
Alright, Jazakumullah khairan. Thank you guys for. Oh,
Alright guys, this is enough.
Hey! How can students, somebody, a child go? In a case where their friends are trying to influence them in like making bad habits, you are trying to looking at what they are doing, like implementing bad habits from them. And your friends are trying to tell you that this is not good habit, you are not listening, but you are still looking at your friend, what they are doing, thinking that it's good thing. But what they are, at the end of the day, you get in trouble, and then your friends are laughing at you. Who can that kind of student do?
First of all, to answer that, whoever is your friend will not put you in danger, first of all. Because as we all know, vaping causes cancer. If you guys don't know that right now. So you're cooking your liver if your friend is asking you to vape or smoke. And again, where you get in trouble, because again, there's a lot of instances whereby God uses you as a scapegoat to teach the rest a lesson. Let's say your friend or you're vaping and you get caught, probably by, let's say, weed now, and you get pulled over by the cops. Guess who is going to jail? You or your friend is not going to jail because your friend did not get caught with weed. So like, and whoever is your friend would never laugh at you in that kind of scenario because they're like, oh, damn, you're the dumb one that got caught. You get what I'm saying? So you guys should put that in perspective whenever you're doing something wrong. I feel like this is not something I should be doing. And know the type of friends you keep. Again, know the type of friends you keep. You want friends that bring you close to Allah, not the one that takes you towards haram or like towards the dunya, because the goal is to strive for our akhirah, which is, the Jannah. So have friends that help you grow in